guys, what's going on? What's going on? We doing all right today? Welcome to Small Town Talk. Oh, how we been doing? Today, we're going to talk about um, the medical marijuana industry a little bit, and kind of found out some things about it that I don't like at all. Um, I'm not a hater, you know. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I got gummies in my room, you know. I take them sometimes at night whenever my legs start spasming, and I want to get some sleep. And of course, when I was a kid, I smoked weed. I mean, I partied. I sold it for a while. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. Um, but there are things about it that I don't like, and I think some of it's got a little bit out of hand. And I know it's mostly just about a money grab, at least for the government it is, for the states and whatever. I'm surprised the government hasn't got their little hands in it too. But I'm sure they probably will before it's all said and done. But my deal is I found out the other day that in the state of Oklahoma where I'm at, you can get a medical marijuana card even when you're 15 years old. Um, and go right in one of these dispensaries, I guess, or have your parent, or I don't know how that works exactly. But I found about three people that I know of right here in the town that the kids were 15, 16 years old. They got medical marijuana cards. It just floored me. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, like I said, I'm not a hater, but I'm not trying to get my kids on weed when they're teenagers. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm trying to keep them away from that stuff. If it were up to me, I'd just assume they don't do any drugs or drink. But reality is reality. You know what I'm saying? But my problem is 15. I mean, you're allowing these kids at 15. You can sign a freaking waiver, and a doctor's gonna say, "Oh, you got ADHD." You know what I mean? Sure, we'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. The problem is you got people like me, and they're probably few and far between. I don't know anymore. But you want to raise your kids up with some morals and some values, and you want to try to teach them, hey man, that's really not the route to go. You know what I mean? It's not the route to go. Yes, I know that everybody around you has got a card, and they're doing this, they're doing that, whatever. That's fine. But they're adults. They have that legal right. You don't. But how do you explain that to your kids whenever they've got their 15-year-old buddies that's got a freaking medical marijuana card and it's okay, it's legal? How do you explain to them to try to keep them off of it? I don't understand that. That shit pisses me off, you know? And I think that's going too far. I understand that marijuana, there's THC. I understand that there's a lot of good things can come from it. I get that, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. I don't even have a problem with, as an adult, if you want to go do it recreationally, and that's fine. I get it. But the thing is the marijuana of today is not the marijuana that I grew up with at all. I mean, at all. You know, I could probably smoke 5 joints to the 2 hits of the freaking today's. It's standard. You know, when I was younger, you'd get a bag and you're like, shit, man, you think you could cut out on the seeds and the stems? You know, you don't get that no more. You go in and get yourself in a little pill vial or something, and it is potent, potent, potent. It's not the same thing, you know? And back then, I mean, everybody, most people I knew did it once or twice or occasionally anyway, but it really wasn't addictive. You know what I mean? I mean, we didn't have to do it. It wasn't like we were out fiending for it or, but today, I think they make that shit so potent. I mean, these kids, like, they tend to get nutty. People get nutty when they don't have it, like they're fiending. They got to go out and go get it. So for someone to tell me marijuana is not addictive, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. And but I'm just struggling with the fact that they're going to let a 15-year-old have a medical marijuana card. I don't know what kind of sense that is. Our country has gone to shit. The morals in this country have gone to shit. And to me, that's just one more, you know, throwing stone. That's just one more thing to add to the list, of things that have went to shit in this country. I mean, what are we going to be like one of them other countries across overseas where everything's legal? It don't matter. We got people on the streets, sticking heroin needles in their arm and, doing whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's seems to be where it's getting to, you know. And as much as I don't mind the fact, I mean, if you ask me any day of the week, I'll tell anybody. I don't care if my kids are out and they're running around. They make a choice whether to drink, get drunk, and they're driving their car. They're gonna drink or get drunk or smoke. I would prefer them not do either. Okay, but if they do, you know, I'd much rather them be smoking weed and get behind the wheel than ever trying to get drunk and drive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, adults do it. Yes, I mean, I got to explain to my kids that, I know people who do it that are adults, and most of them do it in the evening before they go to bed, or just to relax at the end of the day, or, things like that. Not all of them. I mean, I know quite a few people who just, you know, pretty much stay high all day, smoking it, whatever. And you couldn't really tell. A lot of them just, I don't know how you build up that much tolerance, but some of them do, you know, and that's okay. If you can live your life and you don't have any commitments and you don't have to, you want to deal, maybe you don't have a job that requires a drug test or, I drove a truck for many years, most of my life, and I didn't do it because I knew that, if something happened, if I went out there and got in a wreck, first thing the DOT is going to do is take me to get a drug test. And it's bad enough, hard enough trying to fight off the people, hitting your insurance for shit that you didn't do, much less if you show up positive for drugs of any kind. So I didn't do it. I stayed away from it. In the last few years, it's been different. You know, I've been in this chair and my legs spasm. I don't have full feeling in them, and so at nighttime, I got some gummies. And I don't even take a whole gummy. I just take a bite of it. And it helps me sleep. But saying that, there's a lot of good for it, and I'm not trying to say that it just doesn't need to be around. I'm just trying to say that when we start letting our kids get it like it's no big deal, that's a huge problem for me. That's a huge, huge problem for me. Nothing is the same as it was. I mean, that wouldn't even have been a discussion when I was a kid in Congress. Wouldn't even have been a discussion. You know what I mean? And now it's just no biggie, no big deal. And that's my thing. That's what I wanted to rant about is just people. The whole world is becoming polluted in their mind with shit that really just ain't moral. That's just become a normality in this world, not just the country, but the whole freaking world. I mean, look at your commercials on TV. You know, it's okay. I mean, you know, you can't turn on the TV without seeing two dudes kissing or or them talking about condoms or, sex has become normalized. No big deal, man. I mean, these people, they go out and have, sex with 10 people, you know what I mean? 10 different people and, in a month. It's just no big deal, you know? You go out on a date, that's just what you do. And I don't believe that's right. I just don't think it's right. So, I think we need to change, and I don't know how that's going to come. Um I there was a thing on, oh, what's his name? Now it's going to bug me now. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? I mean, you think it's right? You think it's wrong? I'm not real sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I think it's got everything to do with morals. Kids don't know how to handle marijuana. When you're a kid, you can't handle marijuana. I mean, you just woo, I want to feel loopy all day, and then pretty much you sit in your damn room, play video games, eating Cheetos all day, and it makes you lazy. You know what I mean? You don't want to do nothing. And then you can't become a productive human being like that, you know? You can't. And it's just another thing for our government to make us lazy and incompetent. I don't know. It pisses me off, and I don't like it, you know. And I'm sure I would catch a bunch of flack because I know there's a bunch of people out there who sincerely believe in marijuana and they think, if it could help your kid, why wouldn't you let them do it? Well, because 9 times out of 10, it does more harm than good. That's why. Because they don't know how to control it. They don't know how to handle it. Pretty soon, what are they going to do when they go up, when they get older and they want to go get a good job? You know what I mean? What happens then? If it's not federally legal, insurance companies are still going to require drug test companies to, take drug tests for policy. And, if you don't pass it, you lose your damn job. Most decent jobs have drug testing, period. Yes, I know that you can fake it. Yes, I know there's fake piss and there's all kinds of ways to pass a drug test. I understand that. Okay. But the problem is you always got that in the back of your head. You're always thinking about it. You know, shit, are they going to pop me today? Or what happens if you know, don't have any on you? You know what I mean? Or you didn't have it warm enough or I mean, there's 10 million scenarios that could just screw your whole life up, you know? I think it's BS. If you're an adult and you want to make that responsible decision, that's fine. But as a child, you don't have that right. I don't think you should have that right at all. And, I think it's unfair that parents have to explain why something that's legal for them to do, you're making them not do it. You got to be the asshole and say, you know what? Hey, sorry. Sorry about your luck. I mean, you got a smart ass 15-year-old. You know that everything you say is wrong and you're stupid and you don't know anything and he knows everything. And you're trying to explain to him this. When their buddies got one, their parents let them have one. Well, guess what? I'm not their parent, you know? And this ain't a freaking democracy in this house. This is a dictatorship, and I'm the dictator, you know? I mean, you got to be an asshole about it, and I hate it. I hate it. And we shouldn't be forced to do that. I think it's crap. So that's all I'm really getting at here. But anyways, you guys think about that one, stew on that one for a while, and maybe I pissed a bunch of people off, and maybe but they were going, yeah, you're right, man, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Either way, have a good day, and God bless. You know.